It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
Which way are the bargains?
Behind the wheel of a classic car.
Do you know where we are?
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
Act 1, Scene 1.
The aim, to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners.
We're in the money.
And valiant losers.
Broken. Close your ears.
Will it be the high road to glory?
It's just delightful, isn't it?
Or the slow road to disaster? This is Antiques Road Trip. Yeah. Well, hello, Caledonia. And the second leg of our jaunt with Hettie and David, in which our experts meet, compete and get to know ya.
Hettie is, of course, is short for Henrietta.
It is, yeah.
What else do they call you, apart from Hettie?
Hetz.
Hetz?
Hetzo.
Hetzo?
Yeah.
Hetzo and Harper sounds like a right pair of comedians.
I know all of these things. Do you know why?
Do you?
Because my daughter is called Henrietta.
Oh, wow.
And it's my favourite name of all time.
That's David Harper, a veteran road tripper. And by his side, our youthful prodigy, Hettie Jago. In a classic car with another delightful female name, Mercedes.
Do you know what? This car is almost 40 years old, Hettie.
It's older than me.
It's a lot older than you.
Is it older than you?
Oh, very amused.
Touché! County Durham resident David is a dealer with a trained eye for saleable antiques. Although sight isn't the only sense he employs.
It even smells delicious.
Not that auctioneer Hettie from Nottingham is intimidated by her rival's prowess.
David, you need to stop ringing me for advice.
Having plenty of knick-knack know-how herself,
Oh,
despite her tender years. Although it was David who triumphed at their first trip to the sale room.
100 we have and 10.
Get in there.
Sold at 130.
Our pair will have 4 more opportunities to compete for the most profit at the auctions they visit.
£55, are we all done?
So all is far from lost for Hettie. Because even though David currently has a 1-0 lead, she could easily equalise with some astute buys this time round. Remember, they started out with £1,500 each, and David has £1,299 left in his kitty, while Hettie has a wee bit less, £1,246. They both have to make it last, though, for the whole trip.
so we're heading to Glasgow then?
We are heading to Glasgow. Have
Do you know
been?
the way?
Of course I do.
They began in Perthshire and will see quite a bit more of Scotland before exploring the northwest of England, ending up in lovely Lancashire.
Oh, that little cheeky laugh of yours.
I know.
Today's Greater Glasgow gadabout starts out in Rosebank, in South Lanarkshire, beside the River Clyde, in an antique centre stroke garden centre, where Hettie, having dropped off her chum, gets first dibs.
Hello, Alan.
Hey, Hettie.
I'm going to see what I can find.
Well, good luck.
Yes, make yourself at home. I wonder if she'll try to acquire anything especially Scottish in here.
Pretty sure you meant to have a ball. 4.
Much safer this way, though.
I'm a big fan of fountain pens, and there's a really sweet Conway Stewart set in here. I love Conway Stewart pens. I have one myself. My partner collects pens, and he has this exact set, so I can't resist having a look at it. They are the dinky set. They're smaller than other Conway Stewart pens. They're absolutely tiny. Look at it compared to my hand.
Allegedly named after a music hall duo.
It's a really sweet set. These are 1950s pens, and at the time they were very, very affordable, so there would have been a lot of them out there, but they are very collectible.
Ticket price, £65.
Really like to buy useful objects, and these are very useful. I use my Conway Stewart all the time. Someone's going to buy these and absolutely adore them, treasure them, keep them forever, hopefully. But I'm going to leave them there for now. Think about them, potentially come back to them.
I think she's sorely tempted. Ah, now, they're Scottish, all right.
Oh, this is really sweet. Look at these little Scotty dogs. They're really lovely. I think it's 1920s. It's a ashtray. Obviously, smoking is not a very good habit, but this could be repurposed. We could have it as a pin dish. You could put your keys in it. But look at their faces. I'm just always drawn to animals. These are cold painted, so basically the enamel paint is applied to them and they're not fired, they're literally painted cold. And I think these are made of spelter. You can see a bit of the base metal coming through there.
Yep, spelter and alloy of zinc and lead.
They're quite crudely painted, but I quite like that about them. They've got £38 on the ticket, which I think is a bit too much, but it's one to think about. So I'll leave them there.
Stay.
Goodbye.
For now. But with her road trip chum, currently to be found strolling through the Barras market, having made his way towards the nearby metropolis of Glasgow. And his first shop in the city's East End.
John, good morning. Good to see you.
Nice to see you again.
And listen, I've got loads of money to spend, so I'm going to make your day.
£1,299 actually, John, although he almost certainly won't spend it all at Randall's Antiques and Vintage.
Oh, wowzer. Proper antiques. This is the Antiques Road Trip. So we've got two portraits, a lady and a gentleman. The frames look original, but I think there's no doubt about it. They are a couple, man and wife. Victorian oil paintings, £220 the pair. That is, in my opinion, bonkers beyond comprehension. Why are they so cheap? Looking deep into my eyes, and they're good portraits. Now let's look at the backs.
Sounds like he really might be splashing out, doesn't it? But while he takes a closer look at the goods, we'll hasten back to Rosebank, where Hettie still has an entire antique centre at her disposal.
I think I have to leave that.
Well, almost. And she's already got a pen set and a couple of wee doggies on her shortlist. Anything else?
Ooh, some lovely bits of silver in here. And there is a silver locket, which is very much my kind of thing. It's a Victorian locket. You can tell it's got age to it. It's beautifully made. It's very much inspired by the aesthetic movement. It's got flowers on it. It's got leaves on it.
No price on it. Huh.
And lockets were very popular in the Victorian times. After Prince Albert died in 1861, Victoria wore a locket. That is a lovely quality piece. And I think, why would you buy new jewellery when you can buy something that's over 120 years old?
Quite. Time to talk to the boss.
Alan, hello.
Hi, Hettie.
You all right?
Yeah.
There are three items that I'm interested in.
Right.
You've got your Conway Stewart dinky set,
Yeah.
two together in a little box.
Right.
You've got 65 on the ticket on that one. What's
Right.
your best price?
I could do 40 for you.
OK, brilliant.
Yeah.
And also you've got a Victorian white metal locket as well that doesn't have a ticket price on it. What are you thinking on that one?
Could do £5 for you.
£5.
For that one.
Fantastic. You've also got a Scotty Dog ashtray, which you have £38 on. If I were to buy the three items together, what's your absolute best price you could do for me?
I could do 60 for you. All
OK,
in for you.
£60, that's
Yeah.
brilliant. That sounds very fair. Thank you very much. I'll shake your hand at 60.
Yes, thanks, Alan. So that all means the pens are 40 and the locket is still 5.
I'll just grab my items
luck.
and hit the road.
Thank
Thank you.
And the doggy dish is 15.
I'm really happy with these.
Oh, good. Now, what about David in the East End? Last time we looked, he was manhandling this delightful couple, priced at £220. But there's an awful lot to see, so what might join them in the boot?
Oh, would you look at that? So this is Majolica. So it's a heavy pottery, fantastically glazed with the most wild and eccentric colours. But what is it as a thing? Well, you can see it's got wheels on there, and they're not just for appearance. It's even got casters on the base, and it is designed to move along a table. Now, you might think these containers here hold plants, maybe. Well, you could do that if you wanted to, but it wasn't designed for that. In fact, handily, I did spot something. It was designed to hold wine bottles or liquor bottles. So it's a table coaster designed to push down the table.
All aboard?
But look at the cherub on the top. Well, it's much more than a cherub. And he's lost his arm, but he's got an arm here. This is Bacchus. This is the ancient Greco-Roman god of festivities and, crucially, wine. So that proves what it is. It's a wine coaster, 1860, and it's Majolica. And I've got to tell you, it has been smashed to pieces and then later glued. But do you know what? I actually don't give a monkeys. It's so gorgeous, I can forgive it anything. It is a cracking thing. It's English. If it was in immaculate condition, it would be several hundreds of pounds. But because it's smashed to smithereens, it's priced at 55, which I still think is no money. But I do need glue. John?
Yep.
You wouldn't have any super glue.
Bacchus is getting surgery.
All good antique dealers carry glue. Thank you very much. You don't mind if I nick a bit?
Not at all.
Okay, so this is the arm with the grapes feeding himself. I'll just hold it for a few seconds and hope. Nobody touch Bacchus.
He's stuck with it now.
I'll be back for you in a minute.
Nay, bother.
Now, John, I'm going to spend some big money with you. Two things. First of all, the Majolica wine coaster, priced at 55. Would 50 buy it?
50 will buy it, yeah.
Yeah, OK. Next one, the pair of Victorian 1850 oil paintings, priced at 220. Would 200 buy them?
200 will buy it.
Good man. Keep it simple.
£250 to pay,
You're a gentleman.
Thank you.
Great
leaving
pleasure.
him lighter but happier.
Go on now. Let's go for a wander.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, Hettie's now headed for the university to learn about John Boyd Orr, the father of modern nutrition, in the company of archivist Claire Patterson.
John Boyd Orr is someone who had a lifelong connection to the university. He came to us as a student in 1900, and after graduation, his first post is in a primary school in a deprived area of Glasgow. So in that school, in his classroom, he sees children coming to school underfed and undernourished, and that really profoundly affects him.
Boyd Orr soon returned to full-time study in both medicine and biological sciences in order to help those hungry children.
So what was his work at the university then?
In the 1920s, he becomes involved in the first rigorous scientific research into the way in which milk is a key building block for human health. And in 1927, proving the link between milk and human nutrition. And that leads to government policy providing free milk in schools.
Okay.
Despite the promises that were made after World War I, the welfare of working people soon became significantly worse. Boyd Orr's research revealed the uncomfortable truth.
Towards the end of the 1930s, we have this report, Food, Health and Income, and in that, John Boyd Orr is looking at individuals' diet. And what he's reporting on is that a third of the British population don't have enough money in order to feed themselves properly.
Wow.
So he is really advocating the importance of nutrition in people's health.
During World War II, Boyd Orr helped organise rationing in the UK and then joined the newly formed United Nations as Director General of the Food and Agriculture Organisation, trying to ensure that more was produced and that it was then equitably shared.
What was his overall aim?
I think for me, really simply, he wanted to make the world a fairer place. And one of the ways he saw of doing that was by trying to eradicate hunger. After the Second World War, on a world stage, talking to world leaders and politicians, and in 1949, the Nobel Peace Prize really signifies the standing which he has on the global scale.
And that's just one of many of his medals.
Yes, he is a highly decorated individual.
But if the perils of the 20th century weren't bad enough, what about the existential threats our planet faces now? Hettie's come to a dairy farm outside the city to talk to university scientist Emily Combet.
How does John Boyd Orr relate to your research?
I think he really opened the door to a new way of thinking about food and health, and that's very much at the heart of everything we do at the University of Glasgow. And what we're trying to understand is how to make sure that Scotland, the UK and globally, we produce food which is healthy for the people but also for the planet, and thinking about how we can make sure that everyone, regardless of whether rich, poor, has got access to nutritious, affordable, high quality food.
And just as the work continues in Boyd Orr's footsteps, so milk remains a big part of the picture as a source of protein and essential nutrients. But interestingly, our Somerset-raised expert has never been quite so close to its producers. Hettie, meet Daisy.
They're going to let me have a go at some point. I haven't done this before, so see what happens.
I'm sure the girls won't mind a bit. So, how's the new helper working out, Jim?
5 in the morning, I'll just have a lie and you can get on with it.
Yeah, I'll come back at 5 in the morning and I'll do it.
Yeah, right. But before all that, it's time to catch up with her buddy.
Come on, Hettie, let's make the most of this.
I know, we deserve a rest, don't we?
We do
It's
an
hard
awful
work.
It is hard work. Is this your first lock?
Yes, it is.
Is it really?
It's my second time ever in Scotland.
Right.
And I've never seen the landscape before. So this is big for me. This is the Scottish landscape at its finest.
It is. Brilliant.
Yes.
Welcome to Scotland.
Cheers.
Welcome to the Antiques Road Trip.
Thank you. I'm having the best time. I'm
Marvellous.
really enjoying it.
Marvellous. You're a pleasure to be with.
Oh, bless you.
Cheers. Nighty-night. New day, new anxieties about what the other person has bought for the auction.
Did you have quite a successful day yesterday then? Did you buy some good things?
Goodness gracious me. I had one of the most successful days I've ever had in my whole life.
Oh, really? No.
Well, he really did spend quite a bit of his cash on a pair of 19th century paintings and a Majolica wine trolley, and managed a bit of restoring.
Nobody touch Bacchus.
Meaning he now has £1,049. While Hettie was busy snapping up a Victorian white metal locket, a Scotty dog ashtray and some dinky fountain pens.
Someone's going to treasure them, keep them forever, hopefully.
Leaving her with 1,186 to be going on with. As they wind their way towards the English border.
Have you ever been to Dumfries and Galloway then?
I have.
This whole road trip is going to be really exciting for me. I've never been anywhere.
Day 2 of their lap around the lowlands starts out close to the village of Kilbarchan. They're about to share nicely as well.
Hello, you. Come here. Hello.
That's Brack, by the way.
Want to come with me? Let's go this way. Come on then, let's go this way.
Hettie is quick off the mark. David must still be parking the car. Ah, there he is. There's a lot of very nice things in here.
Let's see whether this works. No, is the answer to that?
Well, they are old, I suppose.
Gosh, incredible amount of stock.
And don't forget, they still have £2,235 between them.
This is very good. For a couple of reasons, let me explain. First of all, it's good because of its style, arts and crafts, and it's actually in the period. And arts and crafts is all about products, items, being one-off, handmade things. It was a reaction to the Industrial Revolution. And there's a small group of designers and craftsmen that really railed against that movement. And they wanted to go back to the old days of craftsmen, handmade things, almost to the medieval days. And this is one of those things.
A jardinière or possibly an ice bucket.
And look at the way that everything is hand beaten. So it's dripping in style. lovely colour and patination. You just can't fake it. It's gorgeous. Oh, it's got a factory mark as well. OK, that is nice. And this is a company called William Souter, so very well-known makers of the arts and crafts style objects.
Based in Birmingham.
So that is good. So it's priced at 70 quid. Well, it's no money. William Souter, circa 1900. You're going to auction.
1-0. Hettie?
Oh, this is quite nice. I think it's a censer or an incense burner. And it looks oriental to me. I think probably Japanese, but it's got dragons on it. It has what look like dogs' heads. It's definitely bronze.
An alloy of copper and tin.
Sometimes it's quite difficult to tell whether something's bronze on initial inspection because of the patina, it hides that bronze colour. But when you turn it over, you want to be looking for areas where it might have rubbed against another surface so you can see the true colour underneath it. And you can also tell just from the weight when you pick something up. If it's really heavy, it's probably bronze. And it only has £42 on the ticket price. So I'm going to go and speak to dealer David and see what he can do for me.
Both feeling decisive today, then.
Hello, David. Are you all right?
Very well, thank you.
What is the absolute best price you could do on this for me?
You're buying as trade, so it's 36.
36?
Yep.
OK, that sounds fair. Thank you very much. I'll shake your hand at 36. Thank you.
Deal done.
£6.
Brilliant. Dead
Thank
on.
you very much. Brilliant.
Indeed.
I'll take that with me and hit the road. Thank you.
Good luck with it.
Just time for a quick selfie with her new chum. Which leaves David with the place to himself. Not that it will probably take him long.
So the style of this kettle on stand with a burner on the base there to fill with paraffin and literally to heat that kettle up. Late 19th, early 20th century, arts and crafts, and very much in the style of Christopher Dresser.
The great Victorian designer.
The thing is, with objects like this, in the last 20 or 30 years, lots of copies have come onto the market. And it looks right, the quality.
So, possibly one of Dresser's designs, but is it old?
There's a maker's mark there. So this is Daniel and Arthur of Birmingham. Now, they were known for making exactly things like this, silver and silver-plated objects in the Christopher Dresser fashionable style. So this is, in fact, a genuine Christopher Dresser inspired, designed kettle on stand with a burner made by a very well-known maker of the time, known for making just that. And it's priced at £120. Isn't it lovely? And it's coming with me.
More decisiveness.
Right, David.
Sir.
Two objects, very good things, and strangely from the same design period. On the kettle here, 120, what could that be?
Buying as a dealer, 105.
105, fine. And on this Jardinier?
Well, it's 56.
56, so what do I owe you?
161.
That was very quick.
But correct.
Thank you.
David, as ever, really good to see you.
Absolutely. Lovely things. Good luck with them.
Cheers. Bye.
Goodbye.
But now, while Brack awaits the inevitable photo request, Hettie's headed to this delightful town and her last shop of the day, several miles to the south in Moffat, where Rabbi Burns used to take the waters at the local spa.
Let's go shopping.
Oh, all right then. With £1,150 available to spend at Lothlorien Antiques and Collectibles.
It's got a whole cabinet full of teddy bears. Let's have a little look at them. So this is a Steiff bear, and Steiff were one of the first manufacturers in the early 20th century that made teddy bears like this with jointed limbs. The original ones were actually created in 1902 in Germany, and you can identify them by the little button in their ear and a tag saying Steiff, made in Germany.
White, meaning a limited edition. They're normally yellow.
So this is a 1925 replica. So as you can see here, the earlier teddy bears had longer noses. They looked more like real bears. And as we went through time, we sort of made them more cartoon and more cuddly. And what I love about teddy bears is the nostalgia. I still have my bears from childhood and I don't want to get rid of them. I love them. These ones are £229, so a bit too much for me today, but they're really, really sweet and they've got a special place in people's hearts.
Bye-bye, bears. What else might catch her eye?
Absolutely in my element here. There's so much jewellery. This is an enamelled necklace, and it's really pretty because it's got this guilloche enamel, which is essentially a texture put onto the silver, and then you overlay with enamel, so it just gives it a really nice base texture, makes it a bit more interesting. It's very much in the style of Merle Bennett.
Victorian importers of Jugendstil or Art Nouveau jewellery.
So it's got the guilloche enamel, it's got the Art Nouveau, arts and crafts inspired style of drop on the pendant, but it's not, it's a later example, but I love it, I appreciate it anyway. It's got £89 on the ticket price, and I don't think there's room for a profit on that, but if it could be less, then it's definitely a potential option.
And on that promising note, let's move away from Moffat for a bit and catch up with David, apparently without a care in the world.
I love this part of Scotland, southwest Scotland, and I know it's raining and it's drizzly and it's a bit grey, but that's what makes this land so glorious, and I think it's just utterly beautiful.
He's also heading for his last shop, even closer to the border in Dumfries, beside the River Nith, at Anchor Antiques.
Ooh.
Sounds like he likes what he sees, doesn't it? Plus, he has £888 left to spend on anything he chooses.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Who fancies a gong bath? Apparently it's all the rage. What you need is a gong, ideally a Victorian one like this gong here, and you need to whack the gong and bathe in the sound. And whilst bathing in the sound, you've got to meditate.
Go on then.
Yeah, I think that would really help.
So tell us about the gong now, David.
This is a very good gong. It's last quarter of the 19th century, so 1875 to 1900. It's made from oak, it's hand carved, and it's a Scottish one. Look at the striker. You've got a carved thistle there representing Scotland. So that's rather nice, isn't it? Let's have a look at the details on it. So typical of that period, very highly carved, high Victorian, big Corinthian style columns. This is interesting. I think it's a representation of the Green Man. The Green Man is an ancient pagan symbol, a face with, foliage, trees and branches and leaves sprouting from all over the place. And I'm just going to show you the back of it. So can you see how it's all finished neatly on the back side as well? It's a real good sign of quality, that. And as wonderful as it is, at £950, I think it's out of my budget.
He's right. It is. Back to Moffat, where Hettie's also found a gong.
Ooh, quite loud.
You should hear David's. And she has an enamel necklace under consideration. Any more?
See what's in here. I'm seeing lots of lovely jewellery in here. Yesterday I bought that really beautiful white metal locket for only £5, and I sort of want to put together a job lot, because sometimes when you mix items together, dealers will want to buy it as a lot, and you can basically increase the price, and that's what I'm aiming for here, if I choose well.
Certainly knows her way around a jewellery cabinet, that one. And Linda's the woman to consult about a deal.
This is quite nice because it's got a Scottish thistle on it, and I wanted to buy things local to the area. I think this is really sweet. I might add this to my potential job lot.
Here we go.
Hello, Linda.
Hello.
I found some really nice things.
Good.
What would be your best price on these 4 together?
I could do 35.
OK, I might need to think about that one. You've also got a really beautiful enamelled Art Nouveau style necklace. What would be your best price on that one?
I could do that for 60.
OK, that sounds good. And what if we did all of them together, what could we do on those?
88.
Yeah, OK, that sounds more than fair. Thank you very much. I'll shake your hand,
Thank
88.
you.
Thank you.
Very nicely done. £28 for her collection, consisting mostly of a necklace and some Victorian brooches. And 60 for the enamel necklace, leaving 1,062 to spend over the next 3 legs. Let's get back to David in Dumfries. Still on the lookout. That's proprietor John, by the way. Hi, John.
Well, I never. What on earth is that? Well, obviously it's a female. Pottery, terracotta probably, with a little bit of a glaze on it, like a washed glaze. Wow, hang on a minute. Oh, she's a monster weight. Hang on a minute. Now, on the Antiques Road trip, it's always good to try and find things you've never seen before. And I've never seen this particular figure before. I'm not saying I love her, but there's something about her.
Ticket price, £45.
She's not fabulously old, but she's definitely a one-off. You can see she's been individually potted, and she is a heavy beastie indeed. Do you think she's got a bit of a Dutch kind of dress feel to her? Bit of glazed, coloured, all by hand. Lace cape, certainly continental, probably more northern than anything else. Date-wise, gosh, she could be anything, couldn't she? Signed by whom we don't know, and fabulously heavy. Is she going to auction? I think she's going to auction. Come on, you. Let's go to auction.
Don't forget your specs, David.
Ah, John, you're busy.
Yes, quite
Yes.
busy, yeah.
I'm going to make you even busier. That massive pottery figure,
Yeah.
a bird caller or bird charmer, probably continental, priced at 45. Can you shave a bit off?
The best I could do would be 40.
40, John, you're done. You have been. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, John. 848 left in his pocket now.
Right, come on then. We're going to have a quick look at the boats, and then you're off to auction, aren't you? Hey, come on.
Yep. It's that time once again. What's the mood then?
So heading out of Scotland over the border.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little bit nervous about this one, to be honest.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm less confident now.
Excellent.
Do you have full confidence in everything you've bought then?
Absolutely.
And if you believe that... Next, Shut Eye. Welcome back to Wrexham, the city which will be the venue for their second sale room showdown. Remember, it's all about who wins the most, with David currently 1 ahead. After shopping around Scotland, from Glasgow towards the border, our experts will now find out if it's all been worthwhile. At Wingott's, where they'll be selling in the room, on the net and on the phone. With David Griffiths, the man in charge.
Are you going to be warm enough?
Well, it's going to be heating up in the auction room, isn't it?
Oh, you are prepared, aren't you?
Or will revenge be best served a little chilly? Hettie parted with £184 for her 5 auction lots.
Oriental sensor, good heavy one as well, very collectible at the moment, that sort of thing sells itself. Dinky pen set, it's got its original case, it's got everything going for it, we'd expect that to go well today.
David really splashed out this time, with £451 spent, also on 5 lots.
Copper Jardinier, very nice thing this, lots of interest in it as well. There's a lot of people after this because of the name, the good markings on it as well. That's going to be in its favour. Nice piece that. Favourite lot will be the pair of oil paintings. They're nice old ones, but they should sell well today.
Enter the gladiators. It's almost time.
Oh, Hettie, this is where you're going to make the big comeback. I can
I know,
sense
this is it. Yeah, I'm going to do well this time.
But I think you've got some brilliant things.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I've got some good stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be a good auction, isn't it?
It's all to play for then, isn't it?
Game on.
Starting out with Hettie's largely Victorian jewellery collection, including a locket and some brooches.
At £35, it's against the room, 40 back in and 5.
There you go.
Still cheap there at £40 being sold, make no mistake. 45.50 is it?
Never lose hope.
At
I know, not having
Keep the faith.
Still done with it at £45 on the internet.
Oh, dear. Okay, I was hoping for a bit more than that. I think it's worth more.
Not on this occasion, Hettie, but as we often say,
A profit's a profit.
It is. That's the way to look at it. It really is.
David's turn, his rather weighty figurine.
There's only one Hettie on the planet.
What's it worth? Give me 50, somebody, come on.
Straight in, I'd imagine.
Nobody want it, £50.
I'm so surprised.
Cheeky.
Try 100.
It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. At £30, I'm only bid at £30, I'll take 5 anywhere else. Come on. Help your local sale room.
No.
£30 a bid's just there at £30. I'll take 5 anywhere else now. At
this might be a lot.
£30, you finished. Sold it away at 30 then. Thank you.
Ah, well, a minor setback, I'm sure.
You okay?
Well, that's what... Yes, I'm used to this.
Back to Hettie, her other jewellery lot, the Art Nouveau enamel necklace.
I paid 60 for this.
Right, OK.
I'm slightly nervous about it. I think I might have overpaid a little bit.
Nicely done there. It's going to be £50 away on it,
It's
somebody.
pretty, isn't it?
That's very pretty. And
I've got
it's screaming Art Nouveau.
35 I'm out, then 40 is it now? In the room. At £35 and being sold, make no mistake, I'll take 40 bid and 5. No. 45.50 and 5. £50 a bid's behind me at £50. I'll take 5 anywhere else now.
It's very, very
£50
stylish.
a bid's behind at £50.
I got it.
5 anywhere. All done with it. With you, sir, at £50. Thank you.
Okay, I'll take that.
Well done, Hettie. Move on, eh?
Get ready for a very big spend.
Yes, his biggest of the trip so far. That charming Victorian couple.
But what are they worth?
Well, what are they worth? What do you think? What
Well,
were you
I think it
thinking
should
when
be
you bought?
3 to 4
Okay.
for the pair, I would have thought.
100 to start them. Come on, we're not going lower than that. £100 I got. Thank you, man. Start me off. 110 bid, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 220 if you like, 240, 260, 280.
That's the way to go. Keep going.
300 even better. 320, 340,
Keep going.
360, 380, 420.
We need 5. Come on, Hettie,
440.
encourage them. That's it.
Yeah, for
The
40
proper
is bid,
antiques.
460 now.
This is the antiques road trip.
£460 we're on the internet, currently am being sold. I'll take 480 a fresh bidder. 500,
Get in
550,
This is
600,
amazing.
650, 700
Let's
pound
make
on
it
the
a
internet,
grand.
currently am being sold. Take 750 anywhere else now. That's £700 a bids on the internet, 750 back out.
This is incredible. I'm so happy for you. This is amazing.
700 anywhere else. Your last chance. Sold and away at £750 then.
Yes!
Wow.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
They look chuffed as well, don't they?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm pleased they found a happy home.
Hettie's Scotties are next on an ashtray. Filthy habit.
10 I got, thank you to start me off. Straight in at £10, who'll say 12 now. 12 I got, 40, that is for nothing there. At £12 a bid's on the internet, 14 bid, 16 bid, 18 is it now?
There you go, you're into profit.
£16 we're on the internet, coming in
Wow.
looking for 18 anywhere.
Not the aim,
Trying to
is it?
encourage you here.
£16 you finished. Sold at 16.
They earned a tiny wee profit for their former mistress.
I'm feeling quite a lot of pain with that.
Are you? Don't feel the pain. Let the pain go. Honestly, let it go. There's your therapy lesson for the day. Yeah.
Now, David's Arts and Crafts Jardiniere.
So I paid £56 for it. It should make, I'm hoping, 80.
How much for it? Give me 50 away on that, somebody. 85 is not a bad start there. Straight in at £85. Who'll say 90 and bid and 5? 95, 100 and 10.
It's just a bit of luck,
120,
Hettie.
130, 140. 130 we're in the room currently and we're looking
It's
for
all about the name and the brand, I
£130
think.
a bid seated against you all.
Go on.
£130. I'll take 140 anywhere else now. At 130 you're finished. Ladies' bid.
Another fine profit. Well spotted.
You're doing so well.
Well, what can I say?
Modest as ever. Hettie's Japanese Censor is next.
Right, here we go.
20 then. 20 I
that's
got.
a
Thank you.
bargain at £30, isn't it?
That is for nothing there. At 25 bids.
There you go, it's off. Ed.
25 we're on the internet currently and being given away at 25. 30 is it now? We're online at £25. 30 bid and
much
5.
luck am I?
30
Well,
pound
don't
bids on
worry
the internet
about
at £30. 35, 40. At £35 you're finished. All done with it on the internet at £35 then. Thank you, 669.
She's now just lost the pound the doggies had picked up.
I really feel like that should have gone for more than that, but somebody's got a bargain, haven't they?
Well, they have.
David's Majolica table trolley coaster now, with repair.
Oh, here we go.
£40, not a bad start there, straight in at £40 and we'll say 5 now. Maiden bid currently, 45 bid, 50 bid and 5, 60 bid and 5, 70 bid and 5, 80 bid and 5, 80, 90 we've got and 5 is it now? At 95, 100 bid, 110, 120, 130 if you want it, 140 bid, 150, 160, 170 if you like, 180, 190, 200, 240, 260, 280, 300, 320 bid, 340, 360, 380 now, 400 is bid, 420, 440, 480, 500, 550.
Is this the right object?
£500 a bid on the internet, currently at £500. I'll take 550 anywhere else now. At £500, you finish.
One more.
You've had a good innings on this one. Sold at 500.
Get in there. Sorry for that.
Congratulations. That was incredible.
It certainly was. Rules are meant to be broken, I suppose, or cracked at least.
Surpassed your expectations.
It did. I thought it was worth that in mint condition. What can I say? Unbelievable. Fantastic.
Very pleased now, don't you? Very smug.
Yeah, I do have a bit of a smug look. I can't see myself, but I can feel the smugness coming through.
Oh, to smug! Hettie's last lot is next, her dinky pens.
£30 I got, thank you to start me off. Straight in at £30, you'll say 5 now. Online. At £30 a maiden,
it should be 50, 60, 70.
5 anywhere else now. At £30 a min, sold mate, no mistake. At £30 you finished. Sold away at 30 then.
Oh, that's a bit painful.
A very good question. Not her day today.
I'm still having a good time. I'm enjoying all your massive profits.
Well, I don't know whether you are in truth, but anyway.
One more lot to go. David's Christopher Dresser-style kettle.
£30 I got, thank you to start me now. You're a hard man there.
I think it's one of those things just going to get lost into the market.
35, 40. 40 bid and 5.
No, there's someone on the internet wants it.
Room currently at £40. 50 more like it and 5. 60.
Go on.
We're in the room at £55. 60 if you want it now, online or anywhere else for that matter.
Yeah.
At £55 we're in the room. 60 back in and 5, sir. 65, 70.
I'm okay.
Yeah, oh, you can definitely afford to do
£65 we're in the room then and being sold. 70, your very last chance. You're out. Sold at 65.
Well, that's made Hettie feel a bit better anyhow, but it's not taken the shine off a fabulous victory.
Wow. What can I say?
David, I'm honestly so impressed with your buys.
Genuinely a shock to me as well.
That's always good.
It really was.
Hettie's going to have to wait for her first road trip victory, I'm afraid, because after auction costs, she's ended up with a loss of £39.68p. While David, also with sale room fees deducted, made a whopping great profit of £758.50. Plenty of time for Hettie to come back, though, with 3 more auctions to go.
I think I need some fresh air.
Yes.
How about you?
Yeah, should we go?
You lead the way.
Thank you.
Next on Antiques Road Trip, cold feet.
Do you fancy going wild swimming? In the lake?
In the lake?
Yes.
Out on a limb.
Hello.
And facial recognition.
Hang on a minute. Is that not the famous Scottish actor, Brian Cox?